This is a Caps Radio podcast.
Let's talk about quite an interesting thing, which is Educanda. And on the line right now, I have Heleen Johnson. Good morning, Heleen.
Good morning, Hamosu. How are you today?
I'm doing awesome. I mean, it is an amazing Wednesday morning, and the sun is all out, so I've got to be in a good mood.
Absolutely, yes.
So, Heleen, you are currently involved in planning teacher summits in South Africa. Tell us more.
Thanks for asking. Yes, Educanda is hosting Teacher Summit this year in 3 of the big cities. We're doing Cape Town, Port Elizabeth, and Sandton, Johannesburg this year. We've already done the Cape Town event. That was on the 10th of March, and it was a huge success. The teachers really loved it, and now we're busy with the final preparations for the summits that will be running in Port Elizabeth and in Sandton.
Now, that is quite interesting things to hear. What is the aim of the summits?
Well, we would like to reach out to the teachers, and because part of our vision is to do training for teachers, we've created 3 venues where we present so that we can have as many teachers as possible to reach them. And it's about, we will talk to them about how to create a sensory-rich environment in the classroom, and also a very important aspect, how to ensure neat handwriting when the learners go to higher grades.
Okay, so now why sensory-rich classroom? Is it really important?
Well, it is absolutely important because we really need to make sure that the educators understand that our learners learn through their senses. And it's not just through listening and seeing and tasting and smelling and touching, but also there are 2 other very important senses, the sense of movement and also the sense of that we use how to understand of how we rely on the awareness of where our joints are, called proprioception. That's also a very important one. And learners use that when they learn. And it means that the educators have to be aware of the impact that noise would have in the classroom, or even artificial light, maybe even special odors and tastes that could be offensive to them. It could help them to focus better, or it could help to actually influence them that they can't focus as well. And then another one that we discuss quite in depth is touch. It's very important that we find that some learners like hugs and they really need it, where others would shy away from being touched. And this is all very normal. It's just the teacher needs to be aware that it influences the way that she teaches.
Okay, so who's going to be doing all the touching? Is it going to be the teacher?
Oh, yes, definitely. It would be, and it's about appropriate touching, obviously. But for the teacher to be aware that even a label in the back of a school shirt could be irritating to a learner. That the learner might feel that he or she can't concentrate anymore because they keep on thinking about that label that's scratching them, something like that. Or some teachers might have the habit of ruffling the child's hair, and the child might not like that, but shy away from that and be anxious about that. So it's just about becoming aware of those things.
So now you also mentioned handwriting. Why handwriting? Are we not moving towards a paperless classrooms?
We would like to move to a paperless classroom, but in reality, the learners still have to write their exam. You know, when they write their matric, it's still a pen and paper matric. So we do need to teach them how to write, and they need to be able to write legibly. Otherwise, the teacher cannot mark. And often we find that learners in the higher grade might lose marks because the teacher couldn't actually write what they've written. So it is very important. And then also, by writing, you improve your spelling. Once you've written a word, you can actually remember it better how to spell it.
And in any of the cases, have you ever seen a learner fail because of the handwriting was bad and the teacher actually couldn't see the learner's handwriting? How often does this happen?
I wouldn't have any figures to quote for you, but I know that in speaking to teachers, I hear their frustration when they know they could have passed a learner, but they need to have physical evidence that the answer was correct. And, you know, when learners write in cursive and they don't close the A and it looks like a C.
Yeah.
And that gap, you know, what is in front of the teacher is a C. she has to mark that, and the learner might have meant to write an A.
An A, that's
So,
true.
yeah, then the word comes out wrong. Then the teacher cannot really give the learner a credit. And that's a frustration from the teacher's side.
Yeah.
That they keep complaining that they know the child could have done better.
That's
But
true.
they had to mark what was in front of them.
Now, apart from the knowledge the teachers gain, is there any other benefit for them in attending the summit?
Oh, they will network with all the other educators, and they'll have a lovely lunch. And they will be how can I put it? They will have the opportunity to discuss with us as Educanda some of the challenges they have in their classrooms. They will be able to look at some of the products that we will have there on display and discuss with us how to use them in class. And I always find with a summit like that, it's about just being boosted again, being between other teachers and knowing that we all feel the same, that we're passionate about South Africa and we really want to change education.
No, okay. So now what happens during these summits?
What happens?
Yeah.
Oh, well, this particular summit is a full day, and it kicks off with the presentation on sensory-rich classroom, which really livens everything up. And then we have frequent breaks, movement breaks, and because we want to implement what we preach. And then after a beautiful lunch, we have the presentation on handwriting. And then at the end of the day, we just reflect on what we've learned and what the day meant for us.
How do our educators book for these events?
Oh, that's quite easy. They can go online on our website. Educanda is an online shop, so you can just go to www.educanda.co.za and just click on the link that says register for the summit. They would then be sent a invoice which they can pay, and once they've paid, their seat is actually booked.
Now, could you please just inform our listeners more regarding Educanda? How long has it been in place for?
Oh, Educanda has been in business for well over 12 years. I speak under correction, but at least 12 years that I'm aware of. And we have, in the past 5-6 years, branched out to also do training for teachers. Not teacher training, but teacher enrichment. Doing short courses where teachers can earn CPDT points for SAFE and where they can improve their classroom management and their understanding of how to approach learners.
Now, I just have quite an interesting question. Like, with regards to special school needs, do you guys cover those aspects?
Absolutely. I myself is an occupational therapist. And
Yeah.
This is why Educanda employed me, is to also be able to give advice on the special needs aspect and make sure that teachers can teach inclusively where they have learners at different abilities in their class, to also be able to teach the lesson, but then just give more support to some of the learners. And we have those products available.
Now, Heleen, I just want to find out, since you're an occupational therapist, how important is it for our educators, especially in special school needs, to be well equipped and well trained to be in the classroom?
Oh, it is incredibly important. And I really feel for the teachers who have to enter a classroom without adequate practical experience and knowledge. Because so many of the things in special education happens in the moment. You see a learner not understanding, and for the teacher to be able to, on the spot, be able to make the concept easier for the learner to understand, to help him to also cope with the work, is really, really important. And I really feel for those teachers who are used to mainstream and now have to teach inclusively, and they have not had specific training.
I thank you for that. And I just want to find out from you, back to Educanda. Now, how much does it cost for the educators that want to register or book for the summits?
I beg your pardon, could you repeat that?
I was saying back to Educanda. I just want to find out from you, how much is the cost for the educators?
Oh, yes. Well, the cost for the summit for the full day is 1,499 Rand. But I can tell you a secret. If they send us the email and they do the registration and give us a little note that they've heard about us on CAPS radio, that we will give them a discount.
Perfect.
Say, yeah, then we can give it to them 1,299.
That is so, yeah.
Yeah, I think that'll be great.
That will be perfect. Now, which venue are you guys using in PE, and what is the date?
Okay, in Port Elizabeth, we're doing it on the 14th of April. Lots of things are happening in Port Elizabeth on that day, but also our summit. And we will be using the Summer Strand Hotel, which is lovely, close to the beach, quite a lovely venue.
Mm-hmm.
And we will be starting at 9:30 and we'll run through till 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
And now lastly...
Sorry, yes, I interrupted you.
No, I just want to find out, you were still mentioning, I apologize for that.
I beg your pardon?
You were still mentioning the date and the venue that is going to be running till 4 p.m.
Yeah, that's for PE. And then in Sandton, we will be using the Hilton Hotel, and that will run on the 5th of May. Also, again, for the whole day, starting at 9:30 and running through till 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Now, Heleen, last question. What would you say to the educators that are going to come to the summit? What should they expect?
Oh, they can expect to be inspired. I love meeting new teachers, and I will be the main presenter. And I want to talk to them. I want to send them away fully inspired and with a new vision and new energy for the rest of the year.
Now, before I let you go, how long have you been in the educational profession for, Heleen?
More than 35 years.
That's a long time.
It's a long time. You will see the wrinkles around my eyes.
Yeah, definitely. Now, Heleen, I just want to find out from you lastly, since you've been in the educational profession for so long, what did you say to the youngsters that are coming into the educational profession regarding education? Because you know there are the challenges, but there are also the beautiful rewards of teaching a child and being in the classroom.
Oh, I say to them, we welcome you. We are the older generation, and we see you and we admire you, and we know what road lies ahead for you, and we wish you all the best. And we need you. We need you because somebody needs to take over, and somebody needs to be there for the little ones. They need your passion.
That's so true. Heleen, thank you very much for your time, and I wish you all the best with the summit that you guys are going to have. It is an amazing initiative that you guys have. Honestly speaking, we don't have a lot of these, and the fact that Educanda exists, it's truly amazing.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure speaking to you. Goodbye.
Bye, Heleen. That was Heleen.
CAPS Radio. Every child is a national asset.